Welcome to this explainer. The electric vehicle market is moving literally at lightning speed these days, and finding an affordable EV that doesn't force you to compromise is honestly tougher than ever. But don't worry, because today we are cutting straight through the noise to help you find your perfect 2026 match. So it really comes down to the big question, or rather, the roughly $30,000 question: which affordable EV should you actually buy in 2026? Look, making the right choice is a bit of a delicate balancing act. You've got to weigh the price tag you can actually stomach against the real-world battery range you need, and of course, find a form factor that fits your everyday life.
Here is our roadmap for today. We'll kick things off with the top budget leaders, then explore the SUV alternatives, check out the global ultra-budget market, run through some absolutely crucial buying caveats, and finally tie it all together with a master summary table.
All right, starting with Section 1, Top Budget Leaders. These are the standard EV heavyweights delivering the absolute most bang for your buck right now.
Now, in the budget EV world, hitting that 300-mile mark is basically the ultimate psychological barrier. The 2026 Nissan Leaf finally pushes past it, hitting a solid 303 miles, and that visibly edges out the Chevy Bolt's highly capable 270 miles. Let me tell you, crossing this threshold in this exact price bracket, that is a massive industry shift.
So the Leaf gives you that sweet 300-plus mile range, backed by a 75 kilowatt-hour battery and 150 kilowatt DC fast charging. Plus, you get a remarkably quiet cabin, all for somewhere around $30,000 to $31,500. But there is a catch. Reviewers definitely flag that its one-pedal regenerative braking kind of lags behind the competition, and yeah, it certainly won't be winning any awards for sporty handling.
On the flip side, we have the Chevy Bolt. This remains one of the absolute lowest-priced new EVs in the US, starting just under $29,000. It's a phenomenal city car for sure, but it does carry a slightly smaller 65 kilowatt-hour battery, which translates to slower highway charging. And more importantly, there is a ticking clock here. Production is limited, and this specific model might vanish completely by mid-2027.
Let's switch gears to Section 2, the SUV alternatives, because sometimes you just need that practicality on a budget, right?
Enter the Hyundai Kona Electric. This gives you that highly desired higher seating position and fantastic tech, starting around $34,000. But watch out for what I call the SUV tax. Because you're opting for that larger body style, your base battery drops to 48.6 kilowatt hours. You're basically paying a premium for the look while sacrificing some significant range, dropping you down to somewhere between 200 and 261 miles.
Stepping up just a bit to roughly $36,000 is the Toyota BZ. Toyota has really stretched the range here, hitting up to 314 miles on higher trims, and it offers great balanced comfort for daily driving. The catch? Well, it sits in a slightly higher price tier, and reviewers have noted that its overall electrical efficiency still kind of lags behind the class leaders.
All right, let's step completely outside the standard US and European markets for Section 3, Global Ultra-Budget Options and the impending sticker shock.
Seriously, brace yourselves. Here in the West, we tend to think affordable means dropping $30,000. But if you look at the global market right now, there are highly capable brand new EVs rolling out that start at an astonishing $13,000. No, I am not kidding. That unbelievable price tag belongs to the BYD Dolphin. This ultra-budget global EV is delivering up to 420 kilometers of range for urban commuting. Now, while it's currently largely blocked from the US market, it is a perfect example of exactly what the global supply chain is capable of pumping out at rock-bottom prices.
And we're seeing this same energy in Europe's dense urban centers, with an absolute explosion of micro-EVs. You've got the Dacia Spring, the Citroën EC3, the Renault Zoe, all dominating at sub-€20,000 prices. You want to go even smaller? Look at the Wuling Mini EV or the Renault Twizy. These are hyper-efficient, sub-200-kilometer solutions explicitly engineered just to conquer tight city blocks, though strictly for short urban trips.
Okay, before you run out and sign any paperwork, let's head into Section 4,
crucial EV buying caveats. We need to talk about real-world realities. First up, remember that affordability is an illusion without local context. Your actual out-the-door price depends entirely on regional tax breaks and subsidies. Also, do yourself a favor and ignore the unconfirmed hype, like the endlessly rumored $25,000 Tesla. Just stick to what's real today. And finally, if you're tempted by those massive upfront discounts on used older models like the Leaf for e-Golf, please factor in the hidden, long-term cost of battery degradation. A cheap used EV with a dying battery is not a bargain, guys. It is a massive liability.
So let's bring all this data into focus with Section 5, the 2026 EV Master Summary.
Let's break down your strategy. For absolute maximum range for the money, the Leaf is your winner. Looking for the best all-around budget buy? Grab that Chevy Bolt before it disappears. If you absolutely demand SUV styling under 40 grand, look to the Kona or the BZ. And on a global scale, the BYD Dolphin is just completely rewriting the rules of the market if you happen to live in the right region.
The 2026 market proves that affordable electric driving is no longer just some distant future. It's quite literally parked in the driveway today. So the only question left for you is, do you lock in a proven budget leader right now or hold your cash waiting for that global ultra-budget wave to finally reach your shores? Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer. Catch you next time.